Have you ever felt like your mind wasn't just inside your head, but stretching far beyond it? Like you could sense what's about to happen, feel someone's emotions before they even speak, or somehow tap into a deeper current of truth that others can't see? William James, one of the greatest minds in psychology, believed that our consciousness can expand far past the limits we've been taught to accept. And for empaths, this isn't theory. It's daily life. Today, we're going to explore the mystery of the expanded mind, what it really is, the hidden power it gives you, and how to control it before it controls you. William James believed our mind is more than just thoughts inside the brain. It's like a field that can stretch far beyond our body. For empaths, this isn't just an idea. It's a real experience. You often sense things others miss, like a shift in someone's mood or an atmosphere in a room. This extra space in your awareness is what we call the expanded mind. For an empath, the expanded mind is like having more windows open to the world. You're not only hearing words, you're picking up tone, energy, and unspoken feelings. It's as if your mind can walk into places your body hasn't gone. This is a strength, but it also means you're more exposed to noise, tension, and other people's problems. Understanding this concept helps you see that your mind isn't broken or too sensitive. Instead, it's working with more data than the average person processes. This extra information can guide you, but only if you learn how to handle it. Without control, it can lead to mental exhaustion. Think of it like having a high-powered radio antenna. You can tune in to beautiful music from far away, but you can also catch static and unwanted channels. The goal is to learn how to adjust the dial so your expanded mind becomes a gift, not a burden. Your mind doesn't send a big announcement when it expands. It often happens quietly. You might notice you're suddenly aware of details you weren't focused on before. A faint sound, a subtle smell, or someone's unspoken tension. This is your awareness stretching beyond the normal range. Physical signs can include a tingling in your skin, a sudden burst of mental clarity, or a sense that time has slowed down. Emotionally, you might feel deeply connected to someone without speaking, or you may feel an urge to step back from a noisy place. These moments are clues that your mind is working on a wider channel. Sometimes an expanded state feels like daydreaming, but it's more active. You're not escaping reality. You're seeing more of it at once. For empaths, this can feel peaceful, but if the environment is heavy, it can also feel overwhelming. Learning to recognize these moments is the first step toward control. The next time it happens, pause. Take note of what you're sensing and ask yourself, do I want to keep tuning in, or should I focus on something else? This choice is how you turn awareness into a tool instead of a trap. Sensitivity is often treated as a weakness, but for an empath, it's the engine of the expanded mind. The more you notice, the more your awareness can grow. You might hear a crack in someone's voice and instantly know they're upset, even if they're smiling. This level of sensitivity means you're picking up on layers of reality most people ignore, but it can be tiring. If you're constantly absorbing emotional signals, you can start feeling emotions that aren't even yours. That's when sensitivity stops being a gift and starts becoming a weight. William James would say that sensitivity is like a wide-open door to consciousness. The trick is learning when to keep it open and when to close it halfway. You don't need to feel everything all the time. By treating sensitivity as a skill rather than a flaw, you can choose how to use it. Like any skill, it improves with practice. You can train yourself to notice without absorbing, to observe without carrying the weight home with you. Intuition is one of the most powerful tools an empath has, but it's often confused with fear or assumption. True intuition is calm, clear, and quick. It's that inner voice that says, "Don't trust this," or "This is the right direction," without explaining why. When your mind expands, intuition becomes sharper because you're gathering more information, much of it nonverbal or energetic. You might feel an instant sense of trust with someone or a sudden need to avoid a situation. That's your expanded mind processing subtle signals and delivering a quick verdict. The challenge is telling the difference between intuition and anxiety. Anxiety feels rushed, urgent, and filled with what-ifs. Intuition feels steady, even when warning you about something negative. To strengthen intuition, practice listening to it in small decisions. What route to take, who to call, when to rest. Over time, you'll learn its unique tone and trust it more. This helps you navigate life with clarity instead of second-guessing every step. Your expanded mind isn't on all the time. It responds to certain states of consciousness. Calm, focused moments often open it naturally. Meditation, time in nature, creative work, and even long showers can make the mind stretch further. Stillness is a common trigger. When the noise of daily life fades, you start noticing signals you'd normally miss. That's why many empaths feel most aware late at night or early in the morning. Another way to activate it is through flow. Those moments when you're so focused on what you're doing that time seems to disappear. Flow keeps your awareness sharp without letting random distractions take over. If you want more access to your expanded mind, schedule regular quiet zones in your life. Even 10 minutes of silence can open the mental space you need to see deeper and think clearer. When your mind is open wide, you naturally absorb more. And that includes tension, frustration, and sadness from others. If you don't protect yourself, you'll end up carrying feelings that aren't even yours. This is what we call energetic overload. One of the simplest ways to prevent it is by creating small mental doors you can close when needed. This isn't about becoming cold or distant. It's about choosing when to connect deeply and when to keep some distance. For example, if a conversation feels heavy, focus your attention on neutral details around you, like sounds or objects in the room. Physical boundaries help too. Take regular breaks from crowded places, limit draining conversations, and spend time in environments where your mind can rest. Even a few minutes alone can clear a lot of emotional noise. You can also use visualization as a quick shield. Imagine a light or gentle barrier around you that filters what comes in. It might sound simple, but for empaths, the mind responds strongly to imagery, and it can make a real difference in keeping your energy stable. For an empath, dreams aren't just random images. They can be extensions of the expanded mind. William James believed consciousness might reach beyond our waking state, and dreams are one way it happens. You might dream of people you haven't seen in years or sense events before they happen. Some dreams are symbolic, carrying messages about emotions you've been ignoring. Others feel more like direct experiences, as if you visited another place while asleep. The challenge is learning to tell which is which. Keeping a dream journal helps. Write down even the small details you remember, and over time you'll notice patterns. Certain symbols may keep showing up when you're under stress, or specific places may appear when you're about to make an important decision. Treat your dreams as a language your deeper mind uses to talk to you. If you listen and decode them, you can receive guidance that's often more accurate than your waking thoughts. Expanding your mind is powerful, but doing it without preparation can lead to overwhelm. That's why having safe, simple exercises matters. One of the best is focused breathing. Sit quietly, breathe deeply, and pay attention to sounds or sensations you normally ignore. This sharpens awareness gradually. Another method is single sense focus. Choose one sense: sight, hearing, smell, taste, or touch, and spend a few minutes exploring it fully. For example, listen closely to the layers of sound in your environment without labeling them. This trains your brain to notice more without drowning in information. Nature walks are also powerful. When you're outdoors, your mind naturally aligns with a slower, deeper rhythm. Pay attention to patterns: leaves moving, shadows shifting, birds calling. It's a gentle way to practice expanded awareness. The key is balance. Expand your perception in short, intentional bursts. Over time, your mind will learn to enter and leave that state smoothly, so you stay in control of your awareness. Your expanded mind can act like a compass if you learn to trust it, because you're noticing more. Subtle cues, unspoken feelings, environmental changes. You can often see outcomes before they happen. This makes decision-making faster and more accurate. Start by practicing on small choices. Notice how you feel when you consider each option. If one path feels heavy or tense, that's a signal to pause. If it feels lighter or more open, it may be the better choice. You can also use your expanded awareness to sense the energy of people and places before committing to something. Sometimes your mind picks up on tension or harmony that your logical brain can't explain yet. When you use this skill regularly, you stop relying only on facts or other people's opinions. You begin making choices that align with both logic and deep inner knowing, a combination that rarely fails. One of the most beautiful things about having an expanded mind is the ability to heal yourself and others. This doesn't mean you take on other people's pain, but that you use your awareness to create safe, calm spaces where healing can happen. For yourself, this might mean using expanded awareness to notice when stress is starting, so you can act before it grows. It could also mean recognizing which relationships feed you and which drain you, and adjusting accordingly. When helping others, your role isn't to fix them, but to listen deeply, sense what they truly need, and respond with empathy that encourages their own healing. Your presence alone can be a form of medicine. By treating your expanded mind as a resource instead of a burden, you not only protect your own well-being, but also become a positive influence on the people around you, without losing yourself in the process. The truth is, your mind was never meant to stay small. As William James saw it, consciousness is like an open horizon, and as an empath, you've been standing on that edge your whole life. The real question isn't whether your mind can expand. It's whether you'll learn to guide it before the noise of the world guides it for you. Every insight you've gained today is a tool to protect your energy, to trust your intuition, to make choices that feel right deep in your soul. And here's the thing, the more you use these tools, the more your mind will respond. So start now. Practice one exercise. Pay attention to one dream. Trust one instinct. Watch how your life begins to shift. And when it does, come back here and tell me your story in the comments, because your journey might be exactly what another empath needs to hear today. If this message spoke to you, share it with someone who feels the world as deeply as you do. And remember, your expanded mind isn't just a gift, it's your superpower.